we receive an assessment request in our hopper. And so statewide, our officers then do those assessments. So we do them before their arraignment, so oftentimes that's less than 24 hours. Yeah. And once we're done, we publish them within our ACOM system that everyone who needs access has access to. So the courts, attorneys, prosecuting and defense attorneys. So everyone has access to that pretrial assessment report at the same time. Okay. So they look at it. Our assessment identifies a risk level, it identifies a release recommendation, and then it identifies a recommendation on whether or not someone should have pretrial supervision. So at arraignment, the judge reviews that and makes decisions about releases, pretrial supervision, and our assessment is a tool. It's not the end-all be-all. We use static information in our tool, and so there's a lot of other dynamic information that comes into play. And so that's one thing when I've shared with police departments, judges, attorneys, that we're not here to replace experience and professional judgment. We're here to provide an additional tool to help make good decisions. And so once a judge makes a decision, they'll issue a temporary order, and that temporary order outlines the conditions of release that we need to enforce. And so defendants, if they're ordered to pretrial supervision, then report to our office within 24 hours, and we do an intake with them and go over their rights, because they're not convicted, and so they do have different rights than someone who has been convicted of a crime. So we do that, and we talk about what their rights are, and then also what their needs are. It's interesting because more than anything, I've been very surprised at how much need there is with people who are reporting to us. I think I mentioned a little bit before, there's a need for substance abuse assessment referrals, there's a need for treatment, there's a need for mental health services, there's need for clothing, there's need for food, there's need for bus passes, there's need for, workforce training. It's extensive. Homelessness and housing, huge issue in Juneau, and we've tailored some things that we do to try and meet people where they're at when they're trying to report and be accountable. We set up a Friday meeting at the transit station from 1 to 3 for people who are homeless who need to report.